Hey guys, what's up? Spectre here. I haven't been able to get enough of my Steam Deck lately, but I've noticed a big problem with Steam Deck content on YouTube. As much as I love this thing, creators will tell you that it can run Cyberpunk, and that it'll run great, when in reality, you have to run it on settings that make it look like a watercolor painting. I wanted to put together a list of games that run great out of the box with no compromises. So here it is, 10 games that I love on Steam Deck, no BS, no compromises. Let's jump in. Redout 2 is a high-speed anti-gravity racing game that pays homage to classic arcade racers. It features incredibly fast gameplay, a deep career mode, and extensive customization options. This game looks incredible on the Steam Deck OLED and requires zero tweaking. It performs great, looks great, and is just a pleasure to play, especially if you miss F-Zero type games. This is one of the games that I use when I'm trying to show off how great the Steam Deck can look. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided is an action role-playing game set in a cyberpunk future. The game emphasizes player choice, allowing for stealth, combat, and hacking approaches to missions. I was shocked at how well this game ran out of the box, considering that some of its poor optimization can cause full gaming rigs to struggle with it. If you want a fully realized Cyberpunk RPG on the go, skip Cyberpunk 2077 completely and play that at home on a console or a PC, and pick this one up for your Steam Deck instead. With all the settings you need to change in Cyberpunk 2077 to even get a stable frame rate, Deus Ex looks worlds better on the Steam Deck. Coral Island is a vibrant and laid-back farm simulation game. Players move to a tropical island where they can cultivate crops, raise animals, and build relationships, even romantic ones, with the diverse local residents. There is so much, possibly too much, content in this game. It runs incredibly well and builds upon games like Stardew Valley with awesome quality of life improvements, and it gets regular updates as well. Citizen Sleeper is a narrative-driven, tabletop-inspired RPG set in a dystopian space station. Players embody a sleeper, a digitized human consciousness in an artificial body, striving for survival. The game emphasizes choice, consequences, and character interaction, using dice rolls to determine the outcome. Citizen Sleeper 2 is also another great game that expands upon the original, introducing new systems, more exploration, and refined dice mechanics. This game goes pretty easy on your battery, so expect long, relaxed play sessions with this one. It's just a great game that surprised me, as it's not usually something I'd play, but I definitely recommend it to others. Bomb Rush Cyberfunk is a stylish and energetic 3D platformer that captures the spirit of classic graffiti-infused games like Jet Set Radio. Players skate, grind, and dance through a vibrant city, tagging walls and performing tricks. You don't just skate though, you can free run, skateboard, ride BMX bikes. This is just one of my all-time favorite games, period. And if you miss Jet Set Radio, this is a no-brainer. It looks great and it plays great. Fallout 4 is an open-world action RPG set in post-apocalyptic Boston. But I'm sure many of you know that by now, this is not a new game. This is another game that really surprised me, considering the fact that even on consoles like the Series S, this game could look extremely muddy. But it runs great on the Steam Deck and is a solid choice if you're looking to dive into a lengthier open-world RPG on your Steam Deck. It also features built-in mod support, so you can go crazy there too, without having to dive into file systems and do more complicated stuff like that. Hades 2 is a roguelike action game from Supergiant Games, and it's the sequel to the critically acclaimed Hades. Players take on the role of Melinoe, the princess of the underworld, and you fight your way through hordes of enemies while gathering boons from the gods of Olympus. This game is slick, satisfying, and looks great on the Steam Deck OLED. It runs incredibly well out of the box and scratches that roguelike itch if that's what you're looking for. It also gets regular content updates that make the game even better. Hellskate is an action-packed skateboarding game with a demonic twist. Players skate through infernal environments, performing tricks and battling demonic foes. The game blends skateboarding mechanics with fast-paced combat, creating a unique and chaotic experience. This incredibly stylish game ran well even on my first try when it was in early access, and now that the full game is out, I can definitely recommend it for Steam Deck users. Signalis is a survival horror game with a distinct retro-futuristic aesthetic. Players navigate eerie, isolated environments, solving puzzles, and evading terrifying creatures. The game isn't too long, but it's an absolutely terrifying joy to play on your Steam Deck. This was my go-to game on a recent trip, and it made my flights go so fast. It's definitely a great game on the go. Warframe is a free-to-play cooperative action game set in a sci-fi universe, and I'm sure most of you also know that. This is another one that's not new. But there are hundreds of hours worth of content here, and the game looks incredible on the Steam Deck and requires no tinkering whatsoever. If you do want to make it look even better though, you can mess with some of those settings and the game will still run great, even in really demanding moments like combat where effects and on-screen enemies are aplenty. If you're looking for something that's more social, an MMORPG type game, or an MMO shooter rather, this is a great choice. And those are just a few games on the deck that I highly recommend that won't require you to mess with a million settings or run on the absolute lowest settings to enjoy. I really do love my Steam Deck, but I think that playing games that run well out of the box make this handheld shine, rather than trying to play incredibly demanding games on it at their worst settings. If you guys like this, I can make more lists similar to this one and include some games that I've tried to run that are actually horrible on deck to try to save you all the headache and, of course, the money before trying them yourself. I have another video about my personal Steam Deck that you can check out as well. I'd greatly appreciate a sub and like if you enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks for watching, guys.